So here is a CNC cage that is 2 by 12.5. This is a massive cage that's going to house 4 guinea pigs. This cage was about $200 to make. In this cage I could fit probably about 10 or 12 pet store cages that are marketed for 2 guinea pigs. And for the pet store cages that I see at my pet store that are marketed for 2 piggies are about $100 each. That's with tax. So I could put, let's say I could put 10 of those in here. That would be $1,000 of cages that are too small. And here is a cage that is massive that was under $200. Would you like to see how I made it? So I'm in the piggy room and I'm getting ready to redo all the cages. Yesterday I showed how to cut and score coroplast, so this is the next stage. This is actually making the perimeter of the cage with these grids and then zip tying them together and then putting our bases in. So if you didn't see how to make the bases, I'll put a link in the description box. So here's what you want to pick up to make your cages out of if you're doing a CNC cage. These are what I find at Walmart. Mainstays is the company name. 3-wire storage cubes. They come with connectors which you can certainly use to connect your cages together. I just find these to be an absolute pain if you're like me and enjoy changing the cages often. So what I purchased, and I also got this at Walmart, are these cable ties or zip ties, whatever you want to call them, because that's how I attach the grids together, as you can see. Now, there is a warning. If you are buying cubes, you need the cubes that have 9 squares across. These are what are considered safe to use for guinea pigs. These packs all of a sudden have started to be half of the safe size, half of the unsafe size. So this has a bunch that are 5 across, like 5 squares across. I can fit my whole hand through there. So you cannot use these to make the perimeter of your cage because a guinea pig could slip through here, could get their head stuck. So obviously if they're going to get their head stuck, they could suffocate, they could die from a heart attack because of the stress, they could die because they can't eat or drink. So it's absolutely serious stuff that you get the ones that are 8 squares across. At first I was like TO'd, but luckily I can use these for the base of the cages underneath the coroplast, and I'll show you here in a second what I mean. So we're gonna get started, okay? Okay, so here we're getting started with building our CNC cage. It's gonna be 2 grids wide by about 12.5 grids long. So what I have done here first is I'm using these unsafe grids for the base. On top of this is going to go the coroplast, so it doesn't matter that they're big grids. And then what we're going to be doing is zip tying our fence line or perimeter to these grids here, because as you can see the tables are a little small, like they're not very wide, so if I was just having grids, they're gonna fall off the table. So I'm using this to be my super secure base. And what I'm gonna do is attach these with zip ties, doing the side, but I'm gonna save the fronts for once I set the coroplast bases down. If you put the front and the back and the sides all down with your grids, sometimes it's a real pain in the butt to set your coroplast tray in, because sometimes your measuring's off just a touch and it can be an absolute pain in the butt to try to slip it down in and get it to the bottom if it's not really fitting properly. So if we do this first and leave the front open, we can set the trays down and then we can kind of fit the grids around the tray. So if something's sticking out a little bit, it's not going to be a problem, because with zip ties you can always give a little more slack or take some away. So what we're going to do is going to be an absolute pain in the butt again. We're just going to zip tie this securely all around our base. Probably going to do 2 zip ties per grid.
Been 20 nights and 20 days, lost without a friendly face. No reflection from my soul, emptiness is rising tall. Calling to my brighter side, wishing for a place to hide, a place to leave the dark in me forever and ever. Chasing sunlight, racing for life, breaking silence to master the lies. You can tell the story, but I can't deal telling it again just to make it real. I am on the run, I am chasing light. I'm finally a part of the race for life. For 20 nights and 20 days, I was drifting out of space. I turned away from every sound, from everything that shook my ground. But slowly I would start to change, feel the light within my range. The aberration time is due forever and ever. Chasing sunlight, racing for life, breaking silence.
Okay, so I have the sides and the back walls set up. So here is the true test of my measuring skills. We're gonna set our coroplast bases down. So let's shimmy this out of the way. Okay, so this one's for over here. I always hate setting these in because I just assume that I've cut something incorrectly. Oh dear, this is going to be a tight squeeze. See, and this is exactly why I don't put the fronts on, because this is already going to be a pain in the butt to squish in. It's the darn connectors, even just though they're really thin, any change in it makes it tough to squish in here. Because like the connectors take away just a teeny bit of space. You have to get on the table. Ow. Okay, so it's stuck in the corner. Come on. Oh, for crying in the crap. People wonder why I don't ever have cage videos up before. So there'd be a lot of profanity. Come on. It's just stuck in that last square. Ha! Joke's on you, it fits. Ow. Okay. Goodness. That wasn't very graceful, but there we go. See, and then that is why it is a great idea to be able to put the front grids on after, because we can give it some slack by not tightening the zip ties too much. So our next piece is here. There we go. And then our last piece is there. Hallelujah, I didn't do too bad. Because this is a bit of a weird shape since it's an extra half a grid. Yeah, I'm so impressed. Okay. So there we have our base in. Now we gotta put the grids around the front to hold it in tight.
Been 20 nights and 20 days, lost without a friendly face. No reflection from my soul, emptiness is rising tall. Calling to my brighter side, wishing for a place to hide, a place to leave the dark in me forever and ever. Chasing sunlight, racing for life, breaking silence to master the lies. You can tell a story, but I can deal. Telling it again doesn't make it real. I am on the run, I am chasing light. I'm finally a part of the race for life. For 20 nights and 20 days, I was drifting out of space. I turned away from.
Okay, so we've got the front on. We've attached it to multiple points all around to the base. That was a little bit more difficult, but we're all secure. The only thing that I see that I want to change now is just these back walls. I just want them to come forward a bit, so I'm going to put a little hole here in the coroplast and slip a zip tie through. Do one on that side and then one over here as well. Okay. I think we are good. That makes me happy because then that is secure. Okay. So there we are. So here are the cages before. Everybody's been cleared out.
Been 20 nights and 20 days, lost without a friendly face. No reflection from my soul, emptiness is rising tall. Calling to my brighter side, wishing for a place to hide, a place to leave the dark in me forever.
So here is a CNC cage that is 2 by 12.5. Alright, all the cages are set up and everybody's in their cage. So over here we put Butterscotch. She's a little bit freaked out just because of the changes. So she's over there and Bullseye's in the cube. So they have a 2x6L. And then over here is Littlefoot and Pecan, and they have a 2x6, just the long cage. And then in the center is the 2 grids and plexiglass so that there's no fighting. This is Calvin sitting here, laying down as quiet as can be, and I am smashing and banging around in this room and he does not care. How funny is that?